My next guest is the newest member of the UFC's roster. He's going to be taking on Sodiq Yusuff next Saturday. It is Don Shainis joining me here on the program for the very first time. Don, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well, but I'm not going to be fighting in the UFC next week, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
When did you find out? When did you get the news you were part of the UFC?
About a week ago. I found out Tuesday at like 3 o'clock. James Krause called me up and he was like, "Hey, what's your weight?" And I'm like, I just got off vacation. I've been in the gym for 2 days. And he's like, "What's your weight?" I'm like, told him, and he's like, "Shit." And then I think what they were trying to do was book me for last weekend, and I wasn't going to make weight last weekend. So they gave me till October 1st to make weight, and here I am,
That's awesome, man. Where did you go on vacation?
I went home to a wedding, and then I stayed with my parents for 2 weeks, and I went to Massachusetts. Sorry, I got stuck there a little bit longer than I want to, but I don't stay in Massachusetts too often, and I don't see my family ever. So I said, for the first time in forever, I see my family, and 2 days to coming back, I get the phone call. I'm like, shit, let's go, fuck it.
Were you expecting this? I mean, again, you had a wedding to go to, so it's not much you can do about that. But like when you got the call, was this something like, oh yeah, I was kind of figuring this was going to happen?
I figured it was going to happen at some point. I wasn't ready for the phone call right then and there. I've been ready for like 7-8 months. I've had back-to-back fights, and at any point I was, ready to make weight on the week. But the second I step off the gas just a little bit, that's when the call comes. You know what? That's life. It is what it is. I'm just going to roll with the punches.
Who's the first person you told when you found out the news?
So I don't know. I think my girlfriend. But other than that, like, it was James called me. Then my coach from back home called me, and then it was my girlfriend, and then maybe my dad.
That's awesome.
So.
And I'm sure you got a lot of positive feedback. What's one message that stood out the most, kind of giving you that congratulation? Maybe it was an earlier coach or something. I'm sure you've had a chance to kind of, go through all the social media posts and everything, people giving you props.
Yeah. I've had a ton of like, congrats. And in my mind, it's like, I haven't done anything yet. Like, you're not a UFC fighter until you win in the UFC, and that's what I intend on doing October 1st. I've gotten a lot of hate on some social media from a ton of people that don't know me. You got to think, like, I'm coming out of left field and fighting a ranked guy, and a lot of people don't like that, but here I am to play spoiler, so fuck it.
Who's been hating? That's so weird that someone would hate on you for getting signed. Are they Sodiq fans, or what's the deal?
I don't know what it is. I think it's just Twitter being Twitter. Some dude called me Yoda. I thought that was pretty funny. So I chime back at him, but I mean, there's just a ton of people saying like I'm some regional guy, and here I am. I'm gonna prove them all wrong.
Yeah, for sure. How familiar were you with Sodiq before taking this fight?
I've seen him compete before. Like, I've seen him fight, but other than that, like, I don't know the guy. Like, it's nothing personal. I'm here to do a job and take out the number 12 guy in the world. So.
Style-wise, how are you looking at this fight between you and Sodiq?
Striker versus grappler. His striking is really crisp, clean, efficient. I think that I'm awkward and weird when it comes to my striking. It might not be the prettiest, but it's efficient. I think grappling, I'm going to have the upper hand, and we'll see how pace goes. He tends to start slow, but I don't think I've ever been in a slow, boring fight.
How much do you feel like, and I know you can't really measure this too much, but I mean, the pressure is on him if you think about it. He went from Chikaze, who, just a fight ago was thought to maybe be fighting for the title, and then he goes to someone who's making their debut, in your case, well-deserved, by the way, but still, like, do you feel like the pressure's on him a lot? Because he's got to perform. He's the ranked guy here.
Well, I'll put it like this, right? Like, there's no pressure on me, right? Like, I beat him. All right, cool. I should have been here a long time ago. What took so long? I don't know, I had to play the hand that were dealt, but I beat him. Awesome. My stock goes through the roof. I get into a dogfight with him. I lose. All right, that should have happened anyways. That's what everyone's saying. But fuck all those people. You know what I mean? Like I'm in here to win, and I'm here to prove that I belong in the UFC and make a name for myself and be in crazy fights and have fun and see the world. So this is it. Just is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned your coach there, James Krause. Obviously, you're at Glory. Who've been some of the main training partners sort of leading into this mini camp for this fight?
Oh, man, like this has been like a super rush camp. It's mainly been focused on weight. But I I got so many guys to name, you know, but like just off the top of my head, we got David Onama, who I think is a bigger, better version of Sodiq Yusuff anyways. But there's guys like Gage Young, Mo, Derek Mint. Like we got a ton of UFC guys that are in and out of the gym. TJ Brown comes down for his camp. We got Minner, a ton of talent. So I've been Trey Ogden. He fought last weekend. He won. Upset the odds makers too while doing it. So I just have so much talent. I've been training with consistently for the past almost 2 years now. So I'm super confident in myself, and I feel like if I'm able to be myself in there, what can go wrong, you know?
How inspiring was that win, seeing Trey get that victory last weekend, him getting the first UFC win? Like yourself, he's had a long road to the UFC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? He's about the same. He's a little bit older than me, you know. He got a late call to the UFC as far as, you know, the looking for a fight. And it's just awesome to see. You know, I'm training with him day in, day out. He's grinding just like everyone else is. I don't know what it is about James Krause in the middle of nowhere, Missouri, but dude, the room is unreal. It just I couldn't replicate this back home. Being a New England guy, you know, I would spend more time driving than I would training. And the amount of talent, there's some talent there, yeah, but it's all spread out. And you know, this gym, you don't train with these people, and this gym doesn't train with that gym. And you know, you're kind of like maneuvering your way around. Here, everyone's got 10 fingers together trying to help you get up. So it's unbelievable.
And just to give people an idea, how long have you been training at Glory MMA for people who might not know?
I came here January 2021, and I've pretty much been here full time. Like I see, I barely see my family ever. I think they've came down. My dad's come down like 2 or 3 times, twice for fights. My mom finally started coming to my fights this year. Like first time ever in her life coming to see me fight live, which is super cool. But I've been here almost 2 years. 2 years
for you, man.
Almost every day.
That's awesome. And I imagine your management was the connection there, because obviously there's a lot of Glory guys repped
Yeah, so Jason House connected all the dots. I was in a place in the middle of the pandemic where it's like I just lost my job. I like couldn't do anything. The training, there was no training. The rules in Massachusetts were extremely strict as far as COVID goes. And I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of here. And luckily my manager connected the dots with James Krause. And, I think I was going to spend a month here. And like after 2 days, I'm like, I'm not leaving. So I've kind of made this my home away from home.
How's the weight right now?
It's going down. It's manageable. You know, it's probably going to be my toughest cut. But first thing I did was I called up Tyler Minton. And
the best in the business. I love Tyler. What a great guy he is.
I'm super confident I'm going to make weight. Like I wasn't going to take this fight if I wasn't going to make weight. So
yeah,
my weight's up there, but I'm still having carbs. I'm still having sodium. So it's in a higher spot than I like it to be 2 weeks out or a week and a half out, but it's definitely manageable. I think it's going to be a little bit longer of a cut, but I'm going to make it. Yeah. I mean, what option do I have? Really? It's like, here's the thing. Like you don't get these opportunities. If I pass this opportunity up, I would never get it again.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
And it's my turn to show up, make weight, and be a gangster, because not everyone wants to.
James Krause will be in your corner. Who else is going to be in the cage with you?
Austin Ford. I've been doing a lot of one-on-one work with him. And then my coach from back home, Eric Grossman, he kind of, brought me from an amateur to pro and then pro to Missouri. So he's my third guy.
How's this fight playing out on October 1st? I know you feel like you're going to get your hand raised. Otherwise, why sign the contract? But how do you envision it going down?
I feel like it's going to be a dirty, dirty grind. I'm a grinder, if you ever see me fight, I grind and I try and outpace people. And even on short notice, I feel like I'll put my cardio up with anyone. In 15 minutes, I've fought for 25 minutes. I'm part of the 25-minute club. Not too many people are part of that, even in the UFC. So I really feel like this is going to be a dirty grind. And if I can just grind harder, I feel like I get my hand raised.
Being from Massachusetts, you a Pats fan?
Yeah. So Dana White came out here February. I fought Chris Lencioni on FAC. And I walked out in a Tom Brady jersey. And he was in the bathroom. I know he loves Tom Brady and whatnot, but had to walk out in the GOAT jersey. I didn't make any new Shameless shirts for that fight because it was on 5 days' notice. But I am a Patriots fan, even though Tom Brady left us. But it is what it is. Still the greatest ever.
Thanks for doing this, man. We're looking forward to it. October 1st, UFC Fight Night. If there's anyone you'd like to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors or any social media you want to plug, I'll give you the last word.
I wanted to thank you. Thank you for having me on. All my coaches, my teammates, you guys already know. And then my sponsors. I cannot go without saying, like, I've had such an interesting, weird career. My sponsors and my fans, like, without you guys, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be selling out shows back home. I wouldn't be in the middle of nowhere. So, ultimately it's my belief in myself, but like having other people believe in me as well is just something crazy. And I can't wait to bring that to the next level.